Recently, ZWO has released the ASIair Plus, which is kind of nifty, and it's an item that I use a lot. Surprisingly, there's a lot of people out there who kind of sneer at the ASIair and the whole series for that matter. But really, I love the system. It's a nice, easy to understand system. I've had it since the very first version. This is the very first version, and actually this is still my preferred version. I know, and for one simple reason, okay, the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi on the ASIair Plus, which I have 2 of the Pluses now, they just, the Wi-Fi sucks so bad. It's like 5 feet and you lose signal. Now, like, one of the complaints though that people had with the ASIair, the original one, was the USB connection that charged it essentially. It came with this kind of nifty little converter right here. Sometimes they would disconnect. I've never had that problem, but of course I also try to practice really good cable management. If you haven't seen my videos on cable management, you should watch them. Now, one of the reasons why I kind of knew that ZWO was working on a ASIair Plus, you know, a predecessor or successor to the ASIair Pro, was that they came out with these Vonnett's units, and I have 2 of them right here. This is one that's a little bit higher end, has the dual antennas and stuff, and this was kind of introduced as something to kind of give you like a band-aid, so to speak, to the problem, because the Wi-Fi thing was really a huge issue. I mean, basically if I sit down on the ground next to my ASIair Pro, I start to lose connection, or connection gets kind of spotty. But even with these though, I noticed that, you know, it made the networking kind of complicated, and it kind of defeats the purpose of the whole ASIair thing, and that's that it's simple, okay? So, today we are unboxing the ASIair Plus, which I am on their testing group, whatever you want to call it, of the preview people. I got one early, and it was kind of shipped to me a little bit faster, although it wasn't quite as fast as some of the other ones that I've seen out there come out. But let's just open it up. And of course, there it is. So, it's nice packaging as usual. As easy as 1, 2, 3, right there in the tab. And what's neat about the new ASIair Plus is it has a built-in antenna. Alright, so before I even like open this, you know, right away you can see that the antenna is something that can be moved around. And let's tell you something about those antennas. So, an antenna, you would not want to point the antenna at the receiver, okay, or the sender of the signal, your phone or your iPad, whatever. You would actually want the antenna body, the longest portion of it, to face directly at whatever you're sending signal to. And so the fact that this thing has a movable antenna, I'm expecting that it's going to have even better reception than this, which will be great, because I've continued to use this guy even over my ASIair Pro just because of the Wi-Fi thing. So, alright, it comes with a very nice sticker. Is it a sticker? No, it's a card. Clear skies. Well, that's nice. They wish you clear skies. Okay. Other companies that are out there wish you clouds, or at least they say that their box comes with clouds in it. And there it is. Has that new car smell. And there's the antenna. And I'm guessing too that you could even you can see this guy right here. I actually put an even bigger decibel gain antenna on this. So I'm guessing that you could actually even beef this up a little bit more and screw on a bigger antenna, since this is a universal thing. So that's pretty cool. So we actually have a Wi-Fi reset button here, which I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work. We'll find out. I'm going to do a complete review on this thing. Here's the on-off buttons. We've got power. SYS means the operating system's loading. This is kind of something that's new. We've got indicators at each of the ports. And another nice thing about this is that these are very dim, okay? And actually, I'm kind of curious to see the Ethernet ports on this. I wonder how bright they're going to be, because, of course, we don't really need an Ethernet port now that we've got the good Wi-Fi zone. But I can kind of look at the LEDs on the Ethernet port on the original Pro, and they kind of look a little different. We'll see. Now, as some of you know, I'm a machinist, so you know I'm going to give this my close eye here. The original ASIair Pro, you can see it's got a lot of ports on it and stuff. It's actually lighter than the new one. The new one's just a little bit heavier. I'll have to weigh it in the detailed review. But here you can kind of see side to side. You can see the new Pro, or Plus I should say, a little bit taller. It's just a hair wider. And then down here, so we've got recessed Allen screws instead of these Phillips screws that were kind of on the corners, which that's kind of a bit of an awkward placement. Just the machinist and me here talking. The red, a little bit redder. This has got kind of almost a pinkish hue to it compared to the new one. But you know, anodizing from batch to batch, it's kind of difficult to get them super consistent. So, and then on this side we have the TF slot and the PC. This is a USB-C. I was hoping that we could plug a USB-C thumb drive into this, but apparently we'll not be able to. But the TF card, you will be able to like put your data on that and then move it to your computer if you want. I know the ASIair Pro, it came with a USB 3 thumb drive, and this thing gets hot, I'll tell you what, especially if you're dumping a lot of data onto it really quick. This guy here, of course, doesn't have that. It's got a built-in system of memory, and it'll be interesting to see if this gets hot or not. But you know, that's all for the review. We'll have to do a complete review on this. This guy right here, he is a totally new beast. Okay, it is still a Raspberry Pi inside, but it is a very different Raspberry Pi than the one that's in this. It should be quite a bit faster actually, from what I'm kind of reading. And then of course on the bottom we have all the different connectors that I think we're going to need, mainly power connectors, you know, for it. But yeah, so there's my unboxing. I'm kind of excited to try this guy out, and I actually do have some clear skies coming up here soon. So, but here's kind of like, here's like the old, this is the ASIair Pro packaging. You know, as you can see, let's go ahead and close this up. Sort of, it's about the same size, okay? Same depth and everything. There's a few graphical changes here and there. The original, this is the original ASIair. This is the Raspberry Pi 3 that they just basically kind of repackaged. And as you can see, it's quite a bit smaller packaging. But that's because this didn't come with all the power ports, you know, which really, the power system is a great thing to have. So there's my unboxing video. Stay tuned. I'm going to do a full review on this guy, and I'll compare it to all the others.